Okay, the ends on. I do advise you put some cable ties, zip ties, whatever you call them. The last thing you want is for the thing to come flying off when you're actually draining it. So what I've got to do to my system now is I've got to partially drain it. I'm not going to completely drain it, but you get the idea, because I've got to put my new memory in. So the first thing you've got to do is find the highest point. Now it's normally, you should have a fill port or a reservoir at the top at the highest possible point. The principle is you put the tube in to the, either down through the top in the fill port into the fluid. What I suggest you actually do, if you've got a T-joint, is go into the cross section and put the pipe in, and I'll come back in a minute and show you what to do. I've just got to take the top off the micro res just to get some fluid out of there, and I'll come back. Right, just one word of warning when you're actually draining water. Your best friend is toilet roll, kitchen roll, something. Keep hold of some, because obvious. But anyway, what you want to do is put the pipe into the topmost point that you can, as I've mentioned earlier. Get the bottle, make sure the top's screwed on tight, and then hopefully you'll be able to see this. Squeeze the bottle so you get bubbles coming through. I mean, what you can actually do, you got either that way, or you actually squeeze the bottle first with the top off. Oh, obviously you're not going to get that because there'll be no fluid. Squeeze the bottle first to get some air out, and then tighten the top back up. So you've got one or two ways of doing it. Basically, squeeze it so you get air going through, release the pressure, and you start getting water coming out. Now if you drop it down below the reservoir height, loosen the top a bit so the air can get into the bottle. I don't know if you can see, hang on, there you go, that's all the water gone out of the res. Now obviously I've only got to take the excuse me, I've only got to take the top hose off this in order to get the plumbing in for the new ram. So I've got no need to actually drain any more. If you want to actually drain any more than that, there's no actual fluid in this top pipe now. So if you disconnect the top pipe and then hold it down into the bottle, you can drain it like that. Then obviously you take the pipe off the other area that will have no fluid in it, which is that one that's got no fluid in it, and then you work your way down like that. It's a long drawn out process, but you don't lose any fluid and you can reuse it, and hopefully you don't drop in anywhere. I mean, I've had no drops yet. So while I'm on it, the other thing that you can actually do, I've just thought, if you take the if you've got a reservoir mounted at the top like this one has, if you take the reservoir and actually drop it down, the fluid actually comes back into the reservoir. Especially coming, I mean, I've got the other reservoir in here, but it actually levels itself out. So if you just need to take the top piping off and replace anything in there, then that's fine. But you can get as much as you possibly can out purely by using the top reservoir, if you know what I mean. I'm useless at explaining, so there you go, that pipe's completely clear now. So now take the old ram out. It's OCZ memory, PC2 9200. 1150 megahertz, water cooled. So I don't know how I'm exactly going to do this yet, but here we go. Okay, I know where the plumbing's got to go, exactly the length of the pipes now. I've done the top, I've just got to do the bottom. Decided that that one's going to go to the bottom because of bubbles, so the bubbles can actually get through to the top, and then they go from the top to the input on the micro res via that. So I've got to take it out now. I'm going to cable tie these things to stop any air getting sorry, to stop the pipes leaking, so I'll come back when that's done. Okay, because of all the plumbing I've already done, I've had to change things slightly. The input to the RAM actually goes into the top now and out through the bottom and back into the res, so it's going to be a bit harder to bleed. But I had to do it that way because the pipes wouldn't bend from there to there, so just going to fill it up now. As you know, the way I actually drain the system, obviously I've got a bottle now and I've got the fluid in it. I know it's going to take some more, but I've got some more in another bottle. So all you do is you put it in the top or back into your fill port, tip the bottle up and squeeze, and back it goes. There used to be a fan up the top to cool the RAM, that's not there anymore. I've also taken the hard drive fan out because that's just not needed. I've got another 500 gig hard drive to put in there. I'm going to do a RAID 0 later,